0 people are here now. Let's see. Well, my slides are here. Yay! You guys are here. Can you hear me? Yay! Okay. Woohoo! My dog was barking in the other room and I could hear her really loud, so I'm really sorry if that ends up happening to you guys. I think the 4 of you are the 4 that are going to show up today. Give me just one. Did you hear her bark? Tell me. Okay. Okay. I was able to chats. No, you guys can't hear her. Oh, cool. Awesome. Yay. I added the slides. So let's see. Can you guys see the slides? If I hit start, I see them and I see my face. And I think we're good. Okay, so welcome to, oh, I clapped. I shouldn't clap next to the microphone. Welcome to Is It Me? Am I the Drama? Red Flags for Nightmare Clients and How to Deal with Them. I am so excited to show this to you guys today and to just, I don't know, help you not have nightmare clients because nightmare clients suck. So I'm going to show you how you can spot a nightmare client. By the end of our time together today, you're going to learn the red flags to watch for, what boundaries to set, and also how to fire a client. Woohoo! Yay! I love this topic. I know that is so weird, but I wanted to make sure I let you guys know to stay till the end because I have a special free bonus for you. It's for everybody, and I really think you'll like it. It will definitely help you to fire a client. And so I want to make sure you guys have no distractions. If you have children, those are distractions that are fine because I'm a mom myself. My kids happen to be at school, but my dog was barking, like I said. So we'll just roll with the punches, but you want to pay attention. So that's why I said no distractions. So here are the top demanding personality. They themselves have no boundaries or they have communication problems. A couple of these might, cross over a little bit. They could have a demanding personality and have no boundaries and have communication problems. That's like the worst nightmare I could imagine. But there's also, the other options where it's just one or the other. And I think that that's where we really accept ourselves into nightmare client positions because we're like, well, I'll be able to hold my boundaries. So even though she has no boundaries or he has no boundaries or he communicates weird or this person is from a completely different country culture than I am and they are very demanding and I'm not into that. Like those are the areas that we always end up letting people slide a little bit, but then it backfires on us. So these are the top 3 red flags I want you guys to be looking for. And so demanding personality, you've got high demands, low flexibility. So they will want something immediately done, unnecessary urgency, or they will tell you like, okay, I expect everything to be edited perfectly. There's no errors in text. There's no grammatical errors. There's no links that are broken. There's no glitches. And if this happens, I'm just going to lose my top. Okay, I'm sorry, glitches, typos, everything happens, right? Everyone is just human, even robots, hence the glitches, have issues. So you can definitely have expectations, but you can't just say absolutely none, zero, no tolerance. Unnecessary urgency is also a really big thing when someone says, I need this done now, and they know that you are on vacation, or even they know that it could take longer than the amount of time they're giving you. That is way, 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 way big of a red flag. I have art issues. So no boundaries, late night requests, overstepping. They ask you to do things that are outside of what you should be doing. And no boundaries, honestly, that's like an easy one to let people just slide on through. And communication problems. So if they send you way too many messages, they don't send you enough messages, you're sitting there like, I don't know what to do because you're not replying to me. All of these are the red flags that you can see in discovery calls. And you can see this when you're actually talking with people. So that is the next thing we're going to talk a little bit more about. But these are the 3 main red flags. So I will definitely be giving you these slides, and you guys don't have to take notes. But if you're taking notes, like highlight, like these are the red flags. Maybe put them on some sticky notes on the wall. I think that is the best way. So I wanted to let you know you're in the right place today if you have had a nightmare situation or you're currently in one. Any nightmare situation is going to be a situation where there's someone who is causing demands. They are making you feel uncomfortable. You are no longer feeling joy working for them. That is a nightmare situation. Definitely in the right place if that's what you are in. If you have not had a nightmare client, I am very proud and happy and thankful, but you do want to be prepared. You want to be ready so that when you have that person, you not only have picked up their red flags in the discovery call, but you've also know exactly what to say if they manage to slip on through your defenses. You know how to hold those boundaries. You know how to make sure that they don't wiggle their little way in and drive you crazy. But you're also here in the right place if your clients keep leaving you, okay? It might be a problem with your communication. It might be a problem with your boundaries, and your clients might be leaving you for that purpose. And a lot of times I've seen people who've had their clients leave them, but then give them rave reviews like, you're so awesome, like, I appreciate you. And then they don't renew with you, and you see that they've hired another virtual assistant, and you're like, what the heck? Why did you say I was so awesome if you didn't renew with me? Does that person charge less than me? I must be charging too much. And then you spiral, when in actuality, it's just because you have a couple of areas that you need to make improvements. So this is the place for you if any of those 3 things apply to you. I want to know though, are you one of these? Can you let me know in the comments, in the chat? I guess I should have wrote chat, comments, chat, whatever. So number 1, you're in a nightmare situation. 2, you want to be prepared because you're not in a nightmare situation yet. Or 3, your clients keep leaving you. If you are a magical unicorn and are in none of those positions, go ahead and just tell me you're a unicorn because I think that's cool too. I don't see anyone commenting, but there's only 5 people here. Yay, Callie, you want to be prepared. I am so glad that I am not a nightmare situation for you. Callie is my virtual assistant, and she's so awesome. Aaron, oh no, you're in a nightmare situation. I am going to help you get out of that situation. Kim's thinking of starting a business, but you need to definitely be better able to identify the problems. I totally get that. I have always felt I was very good at boundaries, and I have let quite a few nightmare situations slip through. So, whatever your reason, I'm here to help your business. That makes no sense. I'm here to help your business will thrive. Okay, anyway, I'm here to help your business thrive with the right clients, with the right boundaries, and the right communication. So we are here and I'm going to help you out. So who am I? This is a slideshow of me. Sort of. There's other people here, obviously. Down in the very corner is my husband and I when we were just friends in high school. And then the other picture of us is right before we got engaged, like right before, like the day before. And then the top corner with me and my friends, that is the Women in Publishing Summit ladies, which if you know anything about me, that is part of why I am even here today. I started working with Alexa Bigwolf, and she's really been such an inspiration to me. And then that other picture, with the kids, those are my kids. So that's my husband and our two kids, Delaney and Ezra, and my mama, who I try to spend as much time as possible with. Hi, Anisha. It says you chatted, but it doesn't actually have anything in the chat. So how did I get here? I got a journalism degree. I wanted to be a journalist. I went to Ohio State and Cal State Northridge, and I wanted to be a journalist. I was always into tech, and I was writing, and I got my degree, and I did not want to be interviewing anyone. So I kind of just floated around in different social media and tech worlds till my daughter was born, which she's the baby right there. I became a virtual assistant because I wanted to be able to be a work-at-home mom. So I left my technology teaching job that I had and I loved, and I occasionally miss and work at summer camp, and became a virtual assistant. And now here we are, after 7 years of business and more than my fair share of nightmare clients. I'm here teaching you guys and hopefully helping you avoid as many nightmare clients as I had. So here is the crux of it. The clients that I have fired, they still refer me to this day. Even if I fired them in the very beginning, 5 years ago, I will randomly have someone pop up and be like, oh, so-and-so told me to work with you. You were great. And I'm like, well, that's funny. You were a nightmare, but okay, I'll be happy to work with you. So I want this to be you guys. I want you to have your clients that are firing you still refer you out. Can you imagine it? What it will feel like when you have clients who appreciate you and encourage you to stick to your boundaries. They tell you, no, work on this tomorrow. I am so grateful for everything that you've done for me today. Go play with your kids. Go take that vacation. Leave your laptop at home. I've literally had a client tell me to leave my laptop at home when I was going on a family trip. And I was like, what in the heck? I manage your day-to-day tasks. And she's like, nope, go, get out of here. So this is what you want. Firing your nightmare client is going to give you time, money, and creativity like never before. And I want you to join the ranks of us who are empowered to take control of their businesses. You are going to get your time back. You are going to get the more money because you're working with your soulmate clients, so you're not mentally and physically drained after every single interaction. So here we are. We're at number 1 right now. Number 2, where we're heading. We're going to find the red flags for nightmare clients. Was actually, we might be at number 2 because I already told you demanding personalities. Why is my brain blanking? Demanding personalities, no boundaries, and communication issues. So we are going to go from here. We are going to set some clear boundaries in your business for you. And then you are going to know how to gracefully fire clients that aren't the right fit for you, even if these clients are people that you like as a person, because that is my main issue when I am firing someone. I am like, but I like this person. I like what they're doing, but I just cannot work with you. And then because you've fired those clients that are not the right fit, you are going to be working with dream clients and your business is going to thrive. It's going to be fabulous. So, like I said a few minutes ago, dang it, I clapped again. Discovery call red flags. So, the red flags we're looking for are people who are demanding, people who are going to be asking questions that just you know when you're talking to them that it does not feel right in the pit of your stomach. They might be asking for tons of references. They might be trying to dictate your time schedule, which kind of rolls into boundaries, but they're saying, okay, like I'm going to need you to reply to me within 20 minutes of when I send this email. I'm going to need this. If I text you, you're going to need to make sure that you answer the text message right away. If I call you, blah, 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 blah. That is a giant red flag. No boundaries. How do you see that they have no boundaries right in the discovery call? Well, for one, they're going to possibly ask you like millions of questions. They are going to really like, oh, whenever. Yeah, we can do this whenever. It's fine. I'm going to have, I'm going to work on it. It'll happen. They're kind of like passive. And if they're passive about the things that need to have boundaries, then that's going to be meaning they're going to step over your boundaries, because for them, boundaries don't exist anyway. They don't have any own boundaries. People who say things like, oh, okay, so can I text you and call you? Like, whoa, calm down. So what I want you to do when you guys do your onboarding calls, which I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to give you that awesome freebie at the end. It's going to include something in there that's going to help you with those discovery calls and with the onboarding, where you are going to clearly communicate your boundaries. And even if someone has already said like, I want to hire you, and then they're there and they start sending you too many emails or something, and your gut starts to hit in, just, okay, bye. Like, I'm sorry, this isn't going to work anyway. We will, like I said, talk about that. But the last red flag, right, was communication issues. So usually when someone has communication issues, that is something that's very easy to see when you're speaking with them, because you're either like trying to pull out information. Okay, so what do you want with your project? I'm creating a podcast. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so do you need podcast editing? Do you need show notes? What do you need? I need podcast help. Okay, yeah, that's not going to work for me, because while you're speaking like that, I know for sure that means that you are not having communication issues. Because if I gave you 3 options and you didn't pick from either of those options because you don't know any of it, you think you need all of it, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know there were different things that people could be doing. I need your help. I'll need all your help. Or do you recommend? There's someone who communicates, they're going to give you more response than I need X. I need this, like one thing. And if you are not particularly communicative, that might be something that you won't notice in the discovery call. So just know in your own head, like if you know that you have a hard time communicating with people, that might be the area that someone's going to slide on through. Just like if you have a hard time enforcing your boundaries and sticking to the things that are important to you, that's going to be the place where you're going to kind of let it slide through. If you have a really passive personality, not demanding, but very laid back, and you think that, okay, we'll just make it work, it's fine, no big deal, that's going to be where you're going to let a demanding person slide on through. So your personality opposites for the red flags, that's where they'll slide on through, just so you guys know. So what boundaries do you need when you are setting up that discovery call, because you're going to mention your boundaries in the discovery call. You're going to mention them in your follow-up email. You are going to mention them in the contract that you provide, and you are going to mention that it after they've paid their invoice and they've signed the contract. We are going to be mentioning our boundaries at least 4 times, then 4 interactions, because people need the reminders. They need the reminders. If they already have issues with boundaries, they're going to completely forget about them. So these are the boundaries that you need. Take notes because I did not write them down on a slide. So the boundaries that you need to have time boundaries, you need to have communication boundaries, and you need to have job boundaries. Okay, that last one sounds a little funny. I'll explain. So time boundaries, how long it takes you to reply to anything, text message, email, phone call, what hours you are available for contact, and also when you work. So when I first started out as a virtual assistant, I was working overnight, and my daughter would go to bed at 5 and I'd work in the evening, and it was wonderful, and I just work overnight. And so my clients knew, because I told them that if they tried to contact me during the day, I may not reply. I will definitely not be able to get any tasks done because I have a baby that I am playing with that is climbing on me, that is trying to type on my keyboard. Like, it's just not happening, right? So the time boundary was very important. But what I learned later on is that when I would text people back or email people back within a certain amount of time, like within 5-10 minutes, then they'd be like, oh, she's working right now. Okay, so I'm going to ask her to do these things right now. And those are the areas where it's so easy for you to let your boundaries slip on through. So make sure that you state your time boundaries. So I reply within 48 hours. I need at least a week to get projects done, all of those things, because those boundaries, if you finish early, then you are over delivering, right? But if something comes up and you don't finish a project on time, and you generally tell them, okay, I'll finish it in 48 hours, and it takes you longer than 48 hours, that's going to start the process of the nightmare client. That's going to start the process of your client relationship degrading. And now, of course, anytime you have a client relationship, there's going to be, moments where mistakes will happen. But how you get out of that is through communication and through your boundaries and working on it together. But if you have no boundaries, if you have miscommunications, you're not going to be able to get past those mistakes. You might get past a couple, but not all of them. So time boundaries, communication boundaries. How can people communicate with you? Because let me tell you, if you give someone your phone number, they will call you when they have a chance to call you, which may not be when you have a chance to reply. And I've had a client who would just call me when she wanted to, and I wouldn't reply. And a couple hours might have passed because I was doing something, likely not even working. I was probably with the kids, maybe taking a nap, who knows. And then she would send me a text message. And if I didn't reply, she'd send me another message and be like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Is everything okay? I'm so worried about you. Yes, everything is fine. So communication boundaries. I definitely recommend you either have a business phone number that has like an answering machine that says our business is in operation from this time to this time, and we will reply to any messages within, oh look, another time boundary. But also you could just only talk to them via email. And if they don't communicate well via email, you can give them maybe one other alternative. Maybe it's Voxer, maybe it's WhatsApp, maybe it's a Slack channel. You really want to say, what it is. So Erin has a great question in the comments. I am going to answer that question in a few minutes, Erin, but that is such a good question. Oh my gosh. So we need time boundaries and we need communication boundaries. So what are job boundaries? You need to have boundaries on what you will and will not do. So I want you guys to be thinking about this right now, maybe even jotting down some of the things that I say I will or will not do, because that might help you. So I will write copy for my clients. I will design graphics for my clients. I will do drag and drop website design. I will do social media management. You know what I will not do? I will not do email inbox management, because for me, that is overwhelming. It's not a preferred task of mine, so I'm not going to offer it. I'm not even going to say like, yeah, I'll definitely help out with that a few times a week. Nope, not something I'm going to do. But you know what is something that I have let people overstep a boundary a few times? I will say, oh yeah, I'll be able to help you a little bit with the back end of your website. And I get into the website and I'm like, holy moly, I don't understand any of this. Why did I agree to this? And then I get stressed. And that's exactly what will happen to you if you start taking on job tasks that are not your preferred tasks. This does not mean that you, oh, sorry, I almost just like had a big coughing fit. I'm going to take a drink. So this does not mean that that you can't take on new tasks or new projects that you've never tried before. You definitely can do that. I have found some of the things that I'm most passionate about by saying like, oh yeah, I'll try that out. But if you know it's something that is hard for you, then that's where the boundary comes in. Okay? So recap, 3 boundaries: time boundaries, communication boundaries, and job boundaries, what you can and cannot do. So now that you know your boundaries, when should you set these boundaries? Okay, I mentioned a couple minutes ago that you should be setting those boundaries at least 4 times. So when you're on the discovery call, you want to make sure before you end the discovery call, I usually say about the last 15 minutes. So you've already done introductions, you've already talked about the scope of the project, and now you're getting into the details where you're talking about contracts and invoice and all of that stuff. That's when you're going to say, this is how I work. These are things that are not negotiable for working with me. And those are when you set the boundaries. Then when you send them the follow-up email, so they say, yay, yes, I would love to work with you. Send me the follow-up. You send them the follow-up email. You're going to also include in that email a paragraph with the exact same boundaries that you spoke on video. Said that you said on video. Then in that email, you're going to also have the contract to send them, right? So in the contract, you're going to have those boundaries listed in there as well. So now they've got the contract, they have the invoice, they've heard your boundaries 3 times. That last time is when, and it's really not going to be the last time, let me tell you, but that last time for right now is when everything is signed, everything is paid. You're going to say, hey, I am so excited to have you on board. We have gotten everything set up. You're going to be sending me X, Y, and Z so that we can get started on the project. I just wanted to also send this document over to you that talks about how I work. And then you're going to send them a document, whether it's a Google Doc, Microsoft, a PDF, an image, anything. You're going to send it to them so that they can download it to their computer. So those are the 4 times that you need to have these boundaries set. And then in the future, if something happens or they overstep a boundary or they get close to overstepping one, you're going to want to say, hey, just a reminder, that freebie I told you about earlier, that freebie is going to have something in there that's going to help you if it gets a little worrisome on the boundaries. So we have red flags to look out for on the discovery call. We have what boundaries you definitely need to set, and we have when do you need to set those boundaries. So now You've done all of this. You have followed the process and it's not working out. They're a nightmare and you need to leave ASAP. Why do you need to leave ASAP? Well, let me tell you. If you don't leave ASAP, you're going to be mentally drained. You might cry a lot. You're going to be very anxious and stressed. Everyone in your life is going to notice, the people you talk to, your friends, your family, because it's going to bleed out. Your other clients are going to notice. Your other clients are going to suffer. You're going to suffer in your work with them. You're probably going to get very stressed about money because now that your performance is not as well because it's a nightmare situation that you're in, you're going to worry, is this affecting all of my other clients? And it is. And that is when you should fire them. And so, but this is the part where we're going to ask ourselves the question, is it me? Am I the drama? So am I the person that is causing the problem here? Am I letting them overstep my boundaries? Am I overstepping their boundaries? Am I just not putting in the work that I know that I can? So when I said, is it me? Am I the drama for this nightmare client? This is like your come to Jesus moment. You are thinking about it. You are talking about it. You are like, this is the time. Okay. So this is the time. You need to decide. And even if you are the problem, you still need to fire that client. But now you know better for the future, right? If you are definitely not the problem, then you also will know better on how to adjust your boundaries, or maybe how to be more clear with your boundaries, or maybe more red flags to look for when you're doing a discovery call. So when you fire a client, what words should you say? Well, here's the thing. The words that you should say are going to be in a document that I'm going to send you after this email, because those words are without emotion. And that is the big, big, big thing, is that you want to do it without emotion. I fire people via email because if I am talking to them on video or on the phone, I will likely be swayed. Easy peasy swaying. Like you can just say, well, but Raywin, and I'll be like, oh man, you're right. I had a boyfriend in high school that I literally tried to break up with every week, and somehow we still worked together. And then afterward, when he finally broke up with me and I was heartbroken, I realized I never actually agreed to be his girlfriend. So if that doesn't say anything, I don't know what does. So here are the words. I'm going to read them to you from this document. This is a hard email to send, but I'm going to have to make amends to our agreement. Here is your reason for canceling. In the example, I said, my child care plans for the summer have fallen through and I will have both my kids starting in June. I've been exhausting all options, trying to find a solution, but there is none. Because of this, I am getting rid of this option, or I'm raising price, or it's just I don't have the time anymore. Okay, so next step. I've enjoyed being a part of your team. You want to compliment them. You want to say something specific that you liked about it. There is going to be something small and specific. And the reason that you're saying this is because this is the part where they will feel good about themselves and then maybe refer you to someone else in the future, because not all of their friends are going to be just like them, right? So then you're going to go into the things where you say, like, I'm going to be happy to help you find and train my replacement, make this a smooth transition. Let me know if you would like my assistance on this. And then you want to make sure in that email it says our contract will be terminated as of this date. Okay, so that is when you fire a client. You do not want to put in like a long list of reasonings of why they suck. You don't want to put in why they were a nightmare client. You want to actually leave that client like on a good note. And that is how you will get referrals from them in the future. So that is the quick and easy way to fire a client. So these awkward templates, which the word awkward looks awkward to me today. So yay, that is what I was just reading to you is part of the awkward templates. Normally, this is $47 on my website. This is what I am going to be gifting to you at the end of this today. These emails, the awkward collection emails, there's one about sick days, when you are out of office, if someone has overstepped a boundary, how to raise your prices, that email template, a mutual end of your client relationship, firing a client, breach of contract, and refund and credit. That is like the number one thing that usually ends up being an issue when you fire a client, is they say like, I want a refund, or you're worried that they're going to request a refund. So you have all of those templates that are in there. And like I said, the reason I created these templates is because it takes the emotion out of it for you. You are not sitting there like anxiously like sending an email. Like, no. Copy and paste, fill in the blanks. It's like Mad Libs, but don't have random responses, because then that'll be weird. And yes. Okay, so would you like me to personally hold your hand as you develop your boundaries, find soulmate clients, and scale your business? I'm hoping that you say yes, because this is hard to do on your own. You can do it on your own. You've got two choices. You could either gather support advice from Facebook posts, other virtual assistants. You can go out there and be like, hey, what would someone do in this situation? Or you can do it with me. I can help you out on that. And it's something that I've done quite a few times. So I wanted to invite everybody here to be the first to know about Unicorn VA Basics, which is my new course that is coming out. We are getting started at the end of the month, and it is going to be so awesome, and we are going to work in all of this. So it is the only course that brings out the best in virtual assistants and gives you the confidence to collaborate, create, and grow with your clients so that they come back to you time and time again. You are going to be having client retention. You are going to be getting referrals. You are going to put into action when and how to set expectations with clients, how to talk to your clients, how to stand out from your competition. You're going to be a unicorn. That's why it's called Unicorn VA Basics. And you're also going to have client relationships that will beg you not to grow too big for them. They will say, no matter where your business goes, please, 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 always work with me. Please keep me. Maybe don't be, if you're not a virtual assistant anymore, please be my virtual assistant still. And that's an amazing feeling to have. So here are the modules. The first module is finding your fit. Communication is key. Your place on the team, because you are going to be on a virtual assistant team, my friend. You are going to achieve unicorn status. We are going to talk about scaling as a solo virtual assistant. And of course, no course, I really don't think any course is complete without a mindset section. This is the Unicorn VA mindset. It is going to just blow your socks off because you'll be working on it. So the total value is $697. That is this value for this six. But this is the first time that I am running it, and I'm going to run it live. So I'm giving you 6 weeks of live Q&A sessions inside Unicorn VA Basics Facebook community. It's for members only. This is about a $497 value. It is going to be so much fun. So we're going to do live trainings, but also live Q&As. It's going to be fabulous. And really, you guys, like, I'm not special. I've been called a unicorn. That is why it's called the Unicorn VA Basics. But I've not been called a unicorn because of something that is innately in me, that is rare, that is not duplicable. Like, you can be a unicorn. I know how to talk my clients so that their experience is one that you rarely find. And that is why they called me a unicorn, because they had been burnt out. They had had virtual assistants just blow it all up. But this roadmap will create more unicorns. There will be more unicorns out there. And when you are a unicorn, you are not worrying about getting new clients. You are not worrying about marketing yourself as a virtual assistant. And that is where we are going. That is where all of the Unicorn VA Basics students are going to be living. I guess that's a weird way to say it, but anyway. The second bonus that you're going to get, you're also going to get this mini course that I created called You're More Than Just a VA, where you're going to talk about things that are outside of the virtual assistant experience that really digs more into your business. And like I said, it's a little mini course. It's about $97 value, really small, real simple, but lots of fun. I am so convinced that this course is a course that is beneficial, going to change your life as a virtual assistant. I am doing a 14-day money back guarantee. So if you do the work and you show me your results within 14 days of enrolling and you're still not satisfied, I am going to gladly give you a refund. You will definitely see results in how you are working as a virtual assistant. And I really stand by that because I have walked people through it before and I've walked through it myself. But I just want you to know that there is a money back guarantee within 14 days. So then the final bonus that everybody is getting is we also are having 3 collaborative group feedback and networking sessions. So these sessions are going to be either a practice session where we can work through something that you guys just learned, or we're just going to network and hang out and get feedback on our templates that we're going to be working on. All of this fun stuff. This is $147 value. So here are the 3 bonuses. The bonuses and the course, the total value is $1,438, $1,438. It is my lucky number, by the way. 6 weeks of live Q&A sessions inside the Facebook community. You are going to get that mini course, and you are going to get 3 collaborative group feedback and networking sessions. Like I said, all of this is going to be live. We will be together on video, chatting it up. So the course, right, should cost $697. That's what I said. $697, you get all of that. $1,438 value for $697. But I decided no, that's not what I want to offer because I know my community. So you're only going to be paying $297. $297 for all of that goodness, for live sessions, live Q&As, this collaboration, community, templates, all of the things that you need to really build your business. So if you're ready to get started, I am, and this is my first time doing it, so bear with me for a second. I just made a buy now button somewhere. I don't know where it went. But if you click that button, it will take you to the page where you can decide if you want to make 3 monthly payments of $107 or if you want to make 1 payment of $297. So I said click the button below, but I don't know if the button is below. So if it's below, my apologies. I guess I'm right. If it's not below, my apologies. It'll be somewhere. You'll find it. If you don't find it, I will definitely email you the link though. So don't stress. So let me just tell you a little bit more about this though. So there is a pay in full bonus. If you pay the $297 price today, you are going to get hot seat coaching. If you do not know what hot seat coaching is, Callie says it's under the chat. So if you do not know what hot seat coaching is where we'll be in a group setting. Only the people who get hot seat coaching will be in this session with us, and you will be getting like 5 to 10 minutes, maybe 15. Depends on how many of us we've got, how long we want to take, where I will actually help you fix a problem in your business. I will give you the words to say to get rid of that client. I will help you raise your prices. We will do something that is personal to you. But not only that, because you paid in full, you will also be there listening to all of the other people who also paid in full. So you will get the value from them, from their questions too. And there will, of course, be a replay for the hot seats. It's going to take place in the 3rd week of February. So if you can't attend live, there will be a replay. Don't wait. Here's a weird blob on my fast action bonus that I thought I fixed. So don't wait. Click on this weird blob. So I also have a fast action bonus that's happening right now where if you sign up within the first 48 hours, Oh no, I've been on air for 45 minutes. Okay, we're going to do Q&A in a second. But anyway, so if you buy right now, today, in the next 48 hours, you are also going to get a one-to-one coaching session with me. So even if you don't pay in full and get that hot seat coaching, you will still get a one-to-one session with me where we can work through something. Now, if you do the pay in full, you will get a hot seat and one-to-one coaching. So that's pretty cool, if you ask me. But I mean, so again, you ready to get started? Click that button. 3 monthly payments of $107. You guys, that is like so doable. So doable. So now that we are here, I've been on air for 45 minutes. I'm going to answer questions. So if you have questions, let's see, is there a Q&A spot? I don't know. I don't know if there's a Q&A spot. If there is not, just type it in the chat. But I'm going to scroll through the chat and find the first question, which is Aaron. Okay, so Aaron says, what if the client says that the communication preference should be the client's preferred method? Well, Aaron, that client is working with you for your expertise. If they are saying that it needs to be their preferred method of communication and they are not being flexible in different communication methods, then they are one of the red flags that we talked about. So I wouldn't say like necessarily like it's your way or the highway. We can only email, but you definitely want to have some compromise between the two of you. So that's where you're going to have a conversation where you're going to say, well, I know that you prefer to have texting. Unfortunately, here's the reason why I don't do texting. For me, I don't like to text with my clients because I get so many text messages in a day, or I will reply to the text message and then the notification will be gone. My kids will read the notification, like they'll read my text messages for me, and then I won't know about it. And then I have someone who's waiting on a response or who has received a weird response because my children typed some weird thing, or they just are sitting there waiting and they're getting mad, right? And that's not going to be good for our relationship. So I tell them, look I know that texting is easy for you. If you have a quick question and you need to send me a message because you're on your phone, let's move it into Voxer, WhatsApp, Slack. There are so many apps that are also on the computer. So if they are insistent on doing something that is from their phone because they're on their phone and they don't want to forget, which I get, I don't want to forget anything either, which is why I don't want a text message, then you can find a middle ground in there. If they like to text, they can open up WhatsApp to send the text. It's not that difficult. So that's why if they are inflexible in it, then that's a red flag. If they prefer to talk on the phone or to talk on video chats, then that's fine too. That could be their preferred method. And some voice communication has to happen, of course, because if you're not doing any voice, there's going to be miscommunications. But you set a time boundary. Like, yes, I definitely would love to video chat. I would love to do phone calls. That's fine. But we need to have them scheduled this amount of time in advance. I can't do same day phone calls. I can't do same day projects. These are the areas where if they are sticklers, then I'm sorry, they're out. You don't need their money because guess what? If you were to get a job being a nanny, if you were to get a job working outside of the house, these people cannot expect you to be on call unless you are in a job that is specifically on call. But as a virtual assistant, you are a business owner. This is your own business. And so if they're saying that they won't be flexible, then they're not a client that you need because they're just going to cause you more headache. And you're actually going to lose money because of the time that you're going to be putting into them. Not the time doing the work, but the mental time, the complaining, the ranting, the preparing to speak to them. So I definitely would say if that's the communication preference should be their preferred method and they only give you one method, that is a red flag. Like hands down, red flag. Okay, I'm looking in the Q&A only. There's nothing there. I don't see any other questions in the chat. Does anyone else have any questions? Does anyone have any questions about this course? I've run it one other time. So this isn't my full first time running this course. I have revamped it considerably, but that's why I'm running it live so that you guys can give me feedback if you need extra resources, extra templates, extra video chats, like I can do live in the Facebook group, those types of things. So we're running it live so they can make sure that I'm giving you the value that you need. But honestly, like the amount of stuff that you will be getting and the amount of change you'll see because of your boundaries and your communications, you are going to have customer retention and you are going to have referrals. You're going to have a wait list. People are going to want to be working for you. And that's so much value. In my business, I was never searching for new clients. And I can tell you, like, I didn't realize how much of a blessing it was. Oh, Callie, good question. How long do you expect each session to run? So I anticipate each session to be an hour to 2 hours. It depends on how many modules we have. So if it's one of the bigger, or not modules, sorry, lessons. So if it's one of the bigger lesson courses, modules, oh my gosh, words. If it's one of the modules that has more lessons that are more in depth, then it could run to the 2 hour mark. But I'm going to definitely have Q&A at the end of each live session, but then I'm also going to have a secondary Q&A. So if you can't make it to the live session, everything will be uploaded into the place where you will be, where you'll be able to get all your resources. It's called Searchy. It's a hub. So it's going to be really awesome. You'll be able to download the videos, download audio, download the transcripts, whatever it is that you need, you're going to be able to get from there. And so if you can't make it live to the sessions, that's fine. I'll break them all up into the lessons and stick them in there. But then later in the week, each week, I will have a Q&A session as well. Wow, I want to say thank you to you guys because this is my first webinar, if you can't tell, on Webinar Jam, which is this program that we're using. And yeah, like I said, I launched this course before. And I had a little bit of an ego hit because of the pandemic. So it took me a while to get back into launching it. And so I just am so grateful that you guys showed up live. I hope that this is helpful with your nightmare clients. Do you guys have any? I mean, I know a lot of you said you want to be prepared, but if anyone is in a nightmare situation or their clients keep leaving, like we still have 7 minutes. I'd love to answer more questions for you. But also, if you are done, bye. Thank you so much for coming. If you want to learn more about the course, definitely click that button. I will be sending you an email with this video recording and also the button. Well, maybe not a button, but also the templates, the awkward email templates for you guys. So it's going to be probably once this video is uploaded online. So I don't know how long that might take. So probably I would say within 6 to 7 hours, hopefully not that long. I don't know. You'll have an email from me. Yes. And have another drink so I don't have another coughing fit. Should I anyone want me to go back to any of the other slides to show you more? Oh, is asking for discounts a red flag? Ooh, that's a good one. I would say no. And the reason asking for a discount is not a red flag because you might be slightly out of their budget and they will see results from working with you, right? So if they see the results from working with you, then they're going to want to renew with you. So if you're doing a discount, do it for like a 30-day discount, a 1 month or a one project discount. I have had trial periods with clients before where it's like, okay, I would love to work with you. I'm not sure that I can afford you. So can we do a trial of 10 hours this month? And yeah, okay, let's do 10 hours this month. And then afterwards they're like, oh man, okay, so I only used you for 5 hours. So I'd love to continue working with you, but 5 hours. But then the price would be, different. So if they're asking for a discount, it's not necessarily a red flag. But if they're asking for a deep, deep discount, then I would say that's a red flag because they are not valuing you. Callie says she saw a job post recently that said, what? What did it say, Callie? I don't know if I can bring you on video. I cannot bring you on video. Speak, no requests pending. We will just wait in anticipation for the last few minutes. Kim, good drama. Yeah, this is some real good drama. Okay, this job is not for you if you're full of excuses, don't take criticism, don't have the bandwidth to take on more clients, don't have amazing attention to detail, and the list goes on. I would say that's not a red flag. That is them weeding out people before, so that they don't have to vet the people during a video call. But I would definitely have like my ears perked up while on the discovery call because, like, what does full of excuses mean? What do you consider an excuse? Don't take criticism. Okay, how do you speak to someone when you're criticizing them? So I would definitely, if you got on a discovery call with them, I would be like, I need to know more details about what you said in the posting because I want to make sure that I am a good fit for you. And whenever you frame it in that way, I am a good fit for you, you're giving them that opportunity to think like, okay, she's really trying to do what's best for me. She's got my business front of mind. She's excited about it, whatnot. And so I would say it's not a red flag unless people that speak in extremes like that are people that you personally know you cannot work with. Like, if people use like superlatives and stuff like that, and that bugs you, then that's a red flag. But okay, I think that it's going to like literally end on us. So, I hope you guys have a great afternoon. I will be emailing you soon. If you learned anything super important today, please post on Instagram or Facebook and tag me. Unicorn VA Basics is my URL for all the things. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I'll talk to you guys later.